Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Superman Lois Season 4. Today we're going to be talking about the series finale and how the show could potentially end. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. So we're going to have quite a few videos up in the next couple of days as we head towards Monday night when we're getting the series finale of Superman Lois. So that's going to be the final episode ever of Superman Lois, but also of the Arrowverse as a whole, and so it's definitely the end of an era. So I thought I would take the chance to make a video to talk about how I think Superman Lois could potentially end. So I'm talking about like not just the final scene of the whole show, but like the whole final episode and the way it concludes all the different stories that are going on in the final episode. So let's go ahead and jump into what we know so far. So far, we've got Doomsday. He has returned, so he will be in the next episode. We've got Lex Luthor. We've got the returning characters who we've seen throughout the season, like Lana, Sarah, John Henry, Natalie. Characters like that, they will be returning in the series finale. And then, obviously, we've got the Kents, Superman, and we have a couple of other characters maybe that could appear, like Amanda, as I'm not sure if her story is completely done yet, but last episode could have technically worked as the final scene for her. And we know that in this series finale we're going to get a big battle between Doomsday and Superman. That's going to be concluded, I presume, earlier in the episode, because in the trailer that they released for the series finale and Doomsday was not featured, so I presume that Superman beats him at some point early in the episode and then he shifts his focus to Lex Luthor, who is fighting throughout most of the trailer. But as a whole, all the characters have certain links to each other. So if you look at like Sarah and Jordan, that is one story that we know is going to be kind of like a happily ever after, because Alex Garland teased that a while ago, and he said, I think it's a very Jordan and Sarah ending that I hope the fans will find satisfying. I also think it's going to be a little cobblestone in the whole finale, where the finale is just this massive episode. And he did say that I think it's bigger than the pilot episode. It's a huge undertaking of an episode, and it came out brilliantly. So Sarah and Jordan make their appearance as well, but there's going to be a lot going on in the episode, so he thinks it's going to be fantastic. So that is what Alex Garland had to say a while ago about Sarah and Jordan's ending. Now, if you look at all the links, obviously you got, say, the return of John Henry Irons and Lana. They have a connection. That is going to be wrapped up in this episode, and I presume there is also going to be wrap-ups between, you know, like Clark and the characters that he interacts with, and Lois and her interactions with Chrissy, say. And you're going to get those individual moments throughout the episode, but I'm going to presume it's mainly in the back half of the episode after all the action has gone down and Lex has been defeated. So I think they will find a satisfying way of ending things. But let's talk about Doomsday, because I found a really interesting article from Screen Rant in regards to Doomsday and the way that the show could potentially end. So the article talks about Doomsday sacrificing himself for Superman and how it would be a fitting end for the character. Now, I think I would agree, and I've been thinking this for a while, and obviously you guys have, because it's a pretty popular theory out there, because Doomsday this season has shown that he has a heart, he has a conscience, he is not just a killing machine, even though he has been revamped once again by getting killed once again by Lex Luthor. And so somehow he's going to have to be gone for good, or he's going to have to help out Superman, or maybe they somehow find a way to send him back to his Earth, and that's where he kind of ends his story. So that could be one of a number of fitting ways to wrap up the Doomsday storyline. And the article very validly brings up the point that I believe that by seeing Luthor destroying Smallville and targeting Lois, Jonathan and Jordan, Doomsday will remember its family in the inverse world. Having Doomsday not kill Clark but rather end up sacrificing its life for Superman or his family would be an epic ending to his arc. So I think I could see this happening. That could be how Doomsday goes out earlier in the episode. Now let's talk about Lex Luthor. So in regards to Lex, he will be in this massive fight against Superman. I think he will withstand the punches that Superman throws and everything that he throws at him for a while, and then Superman and Team Superman, I guess you could call them, are going to have to get creative and find a proper way to defeat Lex. And I think they're going to defeat him physically, but they also need to figure out how to set him up or how to get him back to prison. Well, not really set him up, because obviously they want to do it completely legally. And I think the last couple of episodes we've seen that Lois is starting to get the better of him, especially last episode when she went to Bruno Mannheim, because she was told that Cheryl is basically the older version of Amanda, and Lois was successfully able to get through to Amanda. So potentially, if Amanda wants to stay in charge of LexCorp, she could turn her back on Lex, and she could be the thing that actually sends him to prison once and for all, exposing him for all the killing and every dark action that he has done in the past. So for now, let's talk about the Kents, because with Superman and with what they've done with him by making him less powerful, and yes, I know that he's going to get more powerful as he absorbs the yellow sun radiation in this episode, but at the same time, he is becoming human. Day by day, week by week, month by month, Superman will start to lose his powers, as it was established a couple of episodes ago. And so at that point, you have to say, is he powerful enough to keep this up, fight the greatest villains out there, stop all these threats by himself? Well, clearly he can't do it by himself anymore, and so obviously you will have the Superboys helping out. You'll have John Henry Irons and Natalie once they get their tech back. They're going to be helping out in the future, and I'm talking like off screen after the series finale, right? And yes, they're going to step up in this episode, but I'm not sure about John and Natalie because of their suits being missing. However, the question then becomes, will Clark pass on the mantle of Superman to one of his kids? Is he going to retire as Superman? That is my question right now, because I do think the series finale is going to end in a positive way. I think Superman will survive the fight. I think he will be fine. The family's going to be fine. They're going to live kind of your happy ever after this. However, the question is, will he retire? Because is he going to realize maybe 2 Superboys is better than a weakened Superman? That is definitely a possibility. And there is also the possibility that there could be flash forwards in this episode, because I remember there was this set photo that was taken by Canada Graphs and maybe someone else a while ago, but it was when they were shooting the series finale, and there was a mural on one of the walls in Smallville, and it was about the steelworks that John Henry Irons and Natalie had set up, and it looked like it was from the future, because John Henry Irons' suit had the House of L logo on it, and obviously that could happen at the end of the episode, like we could actually see them in their new suits, and that's how you kind of leave it, knowing that, okay, John Henry Irons, Natalie, they got upgraded suits, they're going to be helping the Superboys, and potentially Superman as well. So if there is any flash forwards, we could see the future version of a Superboy, whether it's Jordan or Jonathan, probably Jonathan, stepping up and becoming Superman at some point and become, you know, the Earth's new champion, as they would say in the comics. And I think that's a possibility. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think Clark is going to be passing on the mantle of Superman in this series finale, or do you think he's not going to? Also, let's talk about the Superboys, because are they going to get their suits in this finale? We got that leak a while ago that there was suits that was designed quite early on for them. Now, those suits could have been scrapped because they were just concept art. However, the question remains, in a flash forward or at the end of the episode, are we going to see them in proper Superboy outfits? And I would probably say it's kind of likely. It's not ultra likely that it's going to happen, but I could definitely see it being like a short little montage at the end where you get various shots of things happening in the future with a classic Superman Lois voiceover to end the episode and conclude the show in a satisfying way. I can see that. I can see seeing Superman and Lois being a bit older, living their life on the Kent farm, you know, smiling as he walks around Smallville now that everyone knows that he is Superman. So I can see these things happening, and that could be your ending. I do feel like I'm not too far away from what it will turn out to be. I have to say I have not watched the episode, so I am purely speculating right now, so I could be completely wrong about all this. But I know people are happy with how it's ended, because according to some of my friends that have seen the episode, they are very happy with the way that Superman Lois has rounded out the show. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Remember, as I said earlier, we're going to be making videos daily in the lead up to Monday night's Superman Lois series finale, and hopefully if I get time, we will be doing a live stream just before Superman Lois airs on Monday night with some special guests. So for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.